Now just let the jingle go.
Welcome. It's a special E3 edition of Blown to Bits, the podcast where we talk about video games and nerdy things and all sorts of things in between. I am Charlie. I am joined at my left by
Adam.
And in front of us,
Ryan.
Hooray!
Hey!
Yeah.
So one of us hasn't watched E3.
I have not seen many videos, but I have also been working and not at home doing no work.
Hey, I mowed the yard today.
We did a lot of work
really
today.
nice.
We cleaned the house, we mowed the yard, I did laundry.
But you guys were able to like sit down at noon today and watch the Nintendo Direct.
I'm on my accidental vacation right now.
Well, okay, so I'll start with what I think was good but a little bit weak was Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, Bethesda was the worst.
Yeah, Bethesda was
the
worst.
But Nintendo, like, I was kind of looking forward to seeing what they were going to have, and it just ended up, we were just sitting there like, cool.
Like, some cool things are coming to the Switch, like Witcher 3 is going to be really cool. I'm going to finally pick that up, maybe. I don't know.
I've not played it.
Good.
I've played like 10 minutes of it.
It's got a lot of really good reviews, and it's won a lot of awards. So
It's great.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I might have to pick it up whenever it gets cheap.
I was hoping they would announce a new console because they've been working on one.
That was what I was really looking forward to from Nintendo.
I want something from a Switch in this size.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, those handles are nice on that.
Aren't they slick?
Cool. You
What?
feel it?
Definitely. I didn't even see that. Oh, man. This is a game changer.
I'd show you mine. Mine's a little different, but his has longer handles. They come out more.
Right.
But mine has where it makes the triggers like a PS3 controller. Like they're behind each other now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got big old monster hands, so...
Yeah, I mean, holding a regular 3DS by itself, you can't play for an extended period. You just get cramped.
Right. You're going in for the long haul with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
I do think that the trailer from Nintendo for the new sequel to Breath of the Wild was really sick.
That was nuts. I actually got a chance to watch that. A lot of really cool imagery, like the bad guy or whatever the hell that thing was.
Ganon,
Spooky.
whatever. If that was Ganon coming back to life, like tilting its head back. And
I know. Who knows? But it's
Zombies.
like a direct sequel, which is cool because... that's not really found in Zelda games all that much. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask was a direct sequel.
I thought it was a prequel at first when I saw it. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
Zelda was with him. And isn't Zelda supposed to be dead?
I never
Right.
finished the Breath of the Wild. I never completed the game.
Sorry, spoiler alert. Like,
Well, it doesn't-
yeah, but from my understanding, Zelda is dead through that whole game, and she's just speaking to you like in spirit.
Right.
So that's what really confused me. Because I thought it was going to be a prequel. When I even said that while we were watching the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this has got to be a prequel to Breath of the Wild." I thought it was just going to be like a DLC or whatever. And you're with Zelda, and I was thinking it was where they awaken Calamity Ganon.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you actually get to like, stand side by side the four other guardians.
Yeah.
That would be cool to actually like battle with them or something, but
They did say sequel.
it did say sequel, so
Not
somehow
prequel.
there's some magic involved with Zelda. Go figure.
Can I go ahead and talk about what I want to talk
No,
about?
not yet. Not yet.
Also a Contra collection.
Anything.
Contra Collection did look cool.
Yeah, the new game
And a
looked
new
pretty
Contra
cool.
game, yeah. For sure.
I've always enjoyed Contra.
I'm a fan of the old school, so that's cool to have that back and the collection too. I might have to pick that up when I get home.
They showed another trailer for Demon Ex Machina, the mech game, which looked pretty cool. Real fast paced.
What was that one where you were like tethered to the...
I can't remember the name of it.
It looked so good.
Where you could tether to an enemy. And
Yeah, basically like these enemies are kind of like demon/mechs, and you can tether to one and control it, and you use it almost as like an extension of yourself and use its abilities to like fight and go through the terrain and stuff like that, and it looked like a really cool combat system.
Yeah, it definitely. It was made by Platinum Games, so I mean, Platinum makes Bayonetta, that kind of stuff, and they're no slouch. Like Platinum Games knows combat.
It's gonna be fun and it's gonna be intense.
Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll actually just put the name of it when I'm editing.
Like a little bubble.
Yeah,
Boink, there it is.
Little caption just to tell you what the name of it is. Bethesda, we watched that one, and we more or less just watched it to make fun of it.
Like, sorry about 76.
Yeah, sorry about Fallout 76. People still play that? Like, I was shocked to find out that people still bother with it.
I've just found out that you and I are just really not big Bethesda fans. I mean, I understand the appeal to some people, their type of games, but I mean, they're just not for me.
I don't know. Their brand of fantasy to me is really boring. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Elder Scrolls is really dull to me. It's a drab land. Like it has some cool story arcs and stuff like that. And I mean, they've got dragons. They've got Skyrim. And
yeah, see, Skyrim is the only game that's ever appealed to me from Bethesda. I loved Skyrim when it first came out and sunk up hundreds of hours.
The new Elder Scrolls might be good.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6.
Yes.
Whenever that's going to happen.
They didn't show anything from it.
No.
They're just saying they're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Starfield.
They're working on Starfield too.
Which Starfield seems like a cool idea. I just hope it doesn't end up being Fallout in space because I don't like Fallout at all. Like the combat system in Fallout's
just an ugly
boring.
game.
Fallout's ugly, yeah. It's really ugly.
It's dingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the character models
I did
funny.
respect that they came out and basically they said, we're sorry about Fallout 76. Thanks for sticking with us.
Right. We're doing free things for you guys, and like we can play for free this week, which I might check out, but probably not. And there, guess what? We have NPCs now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But props to them because we didn't watch the EA section, but apparently they didn't mention Anthem at all.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
EA just didn't even mention Anthem.
Not mentioning the elephant in the room. No. Well, Bethesda is coming out, an id Software with the new Doom Eternal.
That was the only thing about the Bethesda that got me.
Yeah, you fight in heaven and hell.
Yeah, that was what I was excited about, was seeing heaven.
And everything in between.
We've been to hell. We haven't been to heaven yet.
Yeah, just the Doomslayer's fucking up everything. That's great.
I like how everybody was just like, oh, you can't do this. There's so many consequences, Doomslayer. And he's just like, fuck you. I'm going to chainsaw you.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy in video games. Just like fucking just wreck shit. And have fun with it.
Did you see the trailer for the Final Fantasy VII remake?
I've seen clips of it before. I didn't see what was released at E3.
I'm going to be picking it up.
Yeah.
The combat system, the way they've done it, it looks like the most fun Final Fantasy combat system ever.
I guess I found out that it's going to be episodic.
Yes, it's going to be episodic, but they did say that the whole game is going to have enough content to fill up 2 Blu-ray discs.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of content.
That's a lot of content.
They said each episode is pretty much its own game. Like it's that much content in each episode.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. I feel like it's pretty much Final Fantasy 15's combat system if it was done more right, because I always had a problem with Final Fantasy 15's combat system. I didn't hate it.
It was too sporadic.
Yeah, it was too crazy. Like it felt messy and sloppy. Like it had some.
But
fun
I understand what they tried, because fans kind of wanted a faster paced combat system, because all the Final Fantasies were starting to get a little outdated as far as their combat system. So they tried to revamp it with 15, and they went too far.
Gotcha.
So they're bringing it back just a little bit with 7 and making it more tactical. You still have, the live action combat,
crazy fast paced.
Yeah, but when you hit your powers, it pauses,
okay.
So you can go through your menus and figure out
time. Okay,
and actually play tactically,
right?
As opposed
and your
to
teammates also build up their meter, and you can switch over between your teammates at any point in time and use what they have. Like if they have a meter built up, you can be like, oh, I want Barrett to do this, and then I switch back to Cloud and be like, Cloud, do this right away, quick.
Yeah, and they'll go fight on their own without you controlling them,
right? But
they won't use their special skills until you switch to them. So they'll build up for you, and then you switch to them, use their specials, and then switch back.
All right. That's pretty neat. Efficient.
It looks like a beautiful game too.
Right.
It was gorgeous. I was at first concerned when I heard that it was episodic. That kind of bothered me at first, that it was going to be in episodes. But now that they've kind of quelled that in me, because they said that each episode's going to be, enough content to pretty much be its own full game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine how much stuff the guys that are writing the game are having to put into it now.
See, I like that too, because I don't want to get burned out.
Right.
A lot of RPGs, I just end up, I'll put, 100, 200 hours into it, and by the end of it, I'm like, I just want to finish, and you're just skipping every cutscene, like trying just to get to the end, just to finish it. So with it being episodic, you can actually play it, enjoy it, and then go play something else, forget about it.
Come back when episode 2's out.
I would be afraid that I would just enjoy it too much, and then like hit that cap or that level where it just stops, or like I have to wait for episode 2 now. So that would drive me crazy. But I don't foresee that happening with me for Final Fantasy VII. But for others, I could see that being a concern.
I would like to see this sort of combat system, if it works out really well. I'd like to see this sort of combat system make its way into Square Enix's next MMO. That, you know what I mean? This high octane, like fast action, multiple people working together, and then using abilities, as they build up a meter. I think that would be a really cool MMO style.
It definitely has a potential for an MMO.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, should we move on to Microsoft?
Microsoft won E3 for me, and you know why?
Battletoads.
Battletoads.
The Battletoads. Actually,
I'm super pumped about
Minecraft Dungeons.
Minecraft Dungeons did actually look pretty cool.
The graphics were real pretty.
Yeah. And seeing Minecraft top down kind of changes your perspective on how that game is.
It just it looks like a fun dungeon crawler. Did you?
I haven't
see
gotten a chance to see that video.
It's a dungeon crawler, but in the style of Minecraft.
Okay, so like if Diablo and Minecraft had a baby.
Pretty much.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so that seems a little bit more.
But there's no
welcoming.
building or anything like that.
Okay.
Like it's. I mean, maybe they'll have it to where
Is it like still like the same voxel kind
Yes.
of stuff? Okay.
And with it being a Minecraft game, that they're going to be pumping out content for years to come, and it's procedurally generated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta get something to drink.
He's so thirsty, everybody.
I am so
I know.
thirsty.
We normally do have some drinks.
Are you going to get one for everybody?
Yes. Everybody want a beer?
I'll take a beer.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? So Microsoft, I mean, new console, right?
They did. Yeah.
They talked
talked
about it.
it.
They didn't show anything.
Okay.
The big thing was the Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass.
And that's just like PlayStation Plus. No, the
No.
PlayStation Now for
Yeah,
Xbox.
but
No.
No.
You download your games. It's not like PlayStation Now where you stream most of
Okay.
them. This is actually
You can actually download. Well, you can download some games. On
it's
the
like
PlayStation
Netflix
Now,
for games.
Okay.
But it's coming to PC now.
Okay.
I have
That's
it.
Cool. That okay.
It was out on PC, but they're refining it. They're fixing
Yeah.
it. They're making it an actual legitimate
And
thing.
I looked it up. It's only $4.99 a month on PC. I thought it was going to be like $14.99 a month or whatever. But and right now you can sign up for your first month for $1, like $1.
Yeah. Well, when Disney Plus comes out, I'm going to be probably canceling Netflix.
Yeah, Disney
I'm
Plus
paying.
is gonna be
I'm going to be
legit,
doing Disney Plus and then the Xbox Game Pass, and I'll still save $5.
right.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I do get a PC, I'll have to get the Xbox Game Pass because I don't think I'm going to buy another Microsoft console.
Nope.
But being able to actually play some of those Xbox exclusives,
You'll be able to play almost all of them, like 99% of them
Yeah.
now. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of
Right.
Thieves is
Forza. I want to play some Forza.
Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
fun. Did you see the Lego expansion?
I heard about it.
Yeah, everything is awesome. Lego expansion for.
Legos and Forza.
Mhm.
That's cool.
But it was
And
like,
it showed him like running through the fields, like you know how it's kind of an open world sort of racing game. It showed him like driving through the fields, and you could hear the Lego pieces clicking and breaking off, like the little plants and stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was really really cool looking.
yep. Let's talk about Cyberpunk, and then we'll move on to the main event.
The main event.
Yes.
Yeah. Cyberpunk was awesome. Did you see the reveal?
I saw that there was a certain celebrity that came out
Yes.
and is actually going to be featured in the game.
Yeah, the whole trailer was epic, and at the end, the guy like fell through, like was dumped in the garbage, and you see someone lean over him, and he goes, "We've got a city to burn," and it's Keanu Reeves.
Dun,
He
dun,
like
dun.
takes his sunglasses off. He's got like this bionic arm, and then Keanu Reeves actually walked out on stage, and just basically everybody worshipped him.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was hilarious.
no
Everybody
doubt.
was applauding him so much that he couldn't even talk. Like
Yeah.
he would try to say, he's like, he even at one point goes, "Okay, guys, I've got to tell you about this stuff. Hold on." Like,
Yeah.
Can I speak?
Dude, that guy is slowly becoming the modern day Chuck Norris.
Oh man, no doubt. I mean, he's doing really well for himself, and he's such a good guy too.
He's like the Bob Ross of
Yeah,
action movies.
yeah, of acting.
I do love me some Keanu. The thing about Cyberpunk is it takes a lot to make me want to play a single player game, you know, because I'm such a social gamer and competitive, and I actually want to play Cyberpunk now that I've seen they did that 30-minute gameplay video last year where they showed like did you watch that, Charlie?
I watched all of that.
Yeah, that was sick.
I am super pumped for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys, they already have a lot under their belts. You know, they did the Witcher series, so they know what they're doing with an open world. And for them to branch out and give us Blade Runner, you know, it is really sick. I'm so stoked
Can
about
I
it.
drive anywhere in this city and like the interactions with all the people? It's like I'm going to invest so much time in this game.
And
You
they
need to
did-
watch the new trailer.
Okay.
It's got one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a long time.
It's really good. And it also, they did say that they're not dismissing the option in the future to add something cooperative to it.
Okay.
So
you could see some kind of raid mode in it.
yeah, like, or just co-op missions, you know, like, you know, covert, you know, this mission, like a whole set of missions that are only co-op as a DLC or something like that.
So, right about the middle of the Microsoft presentation,
I almost passed out.
I've never heard this man scream like a little girl before, but he was jumping up and down, screaming in his chair, going, "Yes! Yes!"
Super fangirl right
Yeah.
there.
Well, okay, but let me preface this. Before E3 this year, I picked up a lot of wind online of something happening, and Ryan and I have a favorite game series. It's Phantasy Star Online. And I picked up some wind. I just noticed some trends in articles and stuff. I was showing Ryan like all these trends and like these articles that people were saying, bring Phantasy Star Online back. And I felt it was kind of a little too coincidental that all these different places like, you know, Kotaku and all these different other websites were posting articles about Phantasy Star Online when we haven't had one in, what, like 10 years more? Maybe more than 10 years, actually. And Phantasy Star Online 2 was supposed to come to the West for so long. So I told Ryan, I just looked at it and I was like, this is the year. I was like, Phantasy Star is going to be at E3.
I feel it.
It's going to happen. And then it came on, and as soon as, like, at the beginning of the trailer, they knew that people were going to freak out about it because they did, like, a dark, complete black screen, and they showed the guy's armor light up in the back. And as soon as the armor started lighting up, like, just from the symbols on it, I was like, yes!
Dude, the whole room exploded.
Yeah, like, everybody was just freaking out.
How many, like, English players are on the Japanese servers? Like
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands, you know.
I wanted to say they said like 16 million.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, there's just so many people that support the game, you know, even though it's overseas, and they know that English players use an unofficial English patch to play their game, and they've been okay with it. And for them to finally bring it over, the only thing I was disappointed by was the amount of time we're going to have to wait to play it, which is all the way until next year, 2020.
Spring.
Yeah, spring 2020. No,
And it exists in Japan right now, right? So
oh, I've got a really heavily maxed out character and stuff in Japan on the Japanese servers. Ryan's got a character that I think is maxed out on one of the classes. I mean, we both played a lot of it. but I'm just stoked about it because we're finally going to get our own servers, no lag. The PvP is going to be functional.
It's going to be in English.
Yeah, it's going to be in English. They may even be taking the time to. I was thinking why they're taking so much time to bring it over. They may be taking the time to dub over and do English voiceovers.
Yeah, I also think we're going to get a graphics upgrade.
Okay.
Because it
Yeah,
is
when was it released in Japan?
what, 7-8 years ago.
It's been at least 8 years.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're probably rehauling a lot.
So
of the
I mean,
graphics.
it looks really good, but there's no shading, no reflections, anything like that in it.
Nothing too crazy now. Yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Phantasy Star though, you don't play that game for the graphics. You play it for the gameplay and the aesthetic. Like the graphics work for that game, but it's the way the music and the visuals kind of combine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It feels like coming home. You know.
yeah. I mean, I'm not asking them to make it the next Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
but
God, that game was pretty.
I am asking them, just add a couple
Right.
more pixels.
Yeah.
Let me play it in 2K.
Add some ray tracing.
Yeah,
You know.
that's all you need.
Yeah, just something simple. Just
Smooth the curves out just a bit.
at more anti-aliasing, and some reflection work. The weather's fine. The weather effects in the game are really cool already.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't wait. And I got on the Discord server for Phantasy Star Online 2. The English community has its own Discord server, and I was really concerned today because getting on that Discord server, I was afraid I was going to see a lot of bitter people being like, "Oh, they finally do it after I've maxed out and spent all this time on Japanese servers. They finally do it. I'm not going to play it." But no, everybody was just geeking out. Everybody was just like, "Oh no, I'm going to
We're all starting over.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts about playing a game is the beginning, especially with games that you can create multiple characters on.
Mm-hmm.
I love to have the max level character, but it's so refreshing and so fun just to start it all over again too. So I can understand that excitement.
And the cool thing about Phantasy Star is you don't have to have multiple characters. You can hot swap between all the classes, and it retains your level for that class.
Okay.
So, in this, what you did in the old Phantasy Star Onlines, you had to create a whole nother character to get a whole nother class. But in this one, you can just swap immediately. There's no restrictions at all whatsoever.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
You have to play it with us, Charlie.
I will. I played the original Phantasy Star Online on the Dreamcast.
You're going to have either an Xbox or a PC to play it.
I mean, PC's going to happen eventually, guys.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to help me out. So
Spring of next year.
It might be my Christmas present to myself.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Maybe Halloween.
If
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, my dad's
Labor
already
Day.
talking about upgrading his again.
So maybe some parts can trickle
So
down.
some parts are probably going to become available.
Neat.
And I mean, his is actually more powerful than mine. But
Except the graphics card.
yeah, except the graphics card.
Well, I'm probably going to purchase the graphics card myself because that is
I mean, the one that I've
probably
got
the most
is
important thing.
the one that I've got is fine.
Get a 2060 or higher.
Yeah.
Don't get a 2080 Ti, because if you spend $1,000 on a 2080 Ti, I'll punch you in the face because it's such a waste of money.
Right. There's definitely places that you can overspend money, but you got to get the quality.
I spent $580 on my graphics card, and that is the most I would ever spend on a graphics card.
I think
ever.
I paid $450 for mine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm getting over 100 frames per second on pretty much everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Now 120 frames per second is going to be the new standard next year. 8K, 120 frames per second.
Well, it's more about refresh rate. You know what I mean? Having that 120 hertz or higher refresh rate is really what's important, and we're going to start seeing that in TVs too.
You missed it. I watched a little bit of the PC showcase. It sucked. It was horrible. I ended up turning it
Boring.
off. But before I turned it off, Samsung announced their new gaming monitor, and it was 280 refresh rate at 4K
G-Sync.
starting at $400 for the 27-inch, all the way up to 43 inches.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Can you imagine? That's too big.
No.
Yeah.
These are 32, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't go bigger than 32.
Even going to these 32s, it was kind of a culture shock for me because if you see it's hard to see on the video, but my second monitor was already rather large. It was I believe a 28-inch, that 4K, and I moved up to a 32-inch, and it took me some getting used to having that much of a picture like so close to my face,
right.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a monitor, I would just get the same. We both have the same one, and it's a great monitor.
It kicks ass.
My past two large TVs are both Samsung, so I've always been pleased with the quality of that. So
I talked.
These aren't Samsung.
No,
Right,
these are
yeah.
Aegon. I talked. What was I think like 5 people into getting this monitor.
Well, we got the upgraded version. They got the one down.
Yeah.
The only reason I got the upgraded was because the other one was out of stock.
Same here. So it's an excellent monitor. I mean, it's got 144 hertz refresh rate, 2K, which all you need is 2K. You don't need above 2K. If you can play a game at 4K over 60 frames per second, you're
lucky.
Yeah.
I got you.
Most games, if you crank them up to 4K, you're gonna get like 20-30 frames per second on these computers.
Yeah. Are you watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
I'm not. You are.
I mean, I've never seen this movie before. I'm just transfixed.
It's ridiculous.
It seems ludicrous.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Man.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for listening. We really appreciate every single one of you. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Talleon. That's at TALLEEON. Charlie, Ryan, where can you all be found?
Charlie's my name. At shunt_trip is my Twitter game. You can find me musically. Same stuff. Got some new stuff maybe coming out.
Look
in
him
a
up on
month or so.
Spotify. He's really good.
Spotify, Shunt Trip. Do it.
Oh yeah. Charlie has a new album coming out within the next day or two.
Woo!
I found one of your old albums.
Okay.
And I went ahead and just threw it up there.
Sweet.
So
awesome.
You want to hear some classic Shunt Trip?
Some Groove Box era Shunt Trip.
It'll be up there.
Dude, that's
pretty
awesome.
soon. I uploaded it a couple days ago.
Probably going to be a couple of songs that I've forgotten about on it because it's been so long.
It's got the Joust song
Dude,
on there.
okay, so that's
That's
the
a
one with
good
like
one.
Crystal Caverns and everything. Oh no.
That's the one that has like Harley.
Okay, no, Joust Continues.
Yeah, Joust Continues.
That's
a
dope.
good song.
That one's dope as shit.
A Noun Unknown. That's a good one.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that's a great album. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm
excited about it.
That's the last of the old albums of yours that I have. So anything old, you'll have to find.
Yeah, it's out there. I promise.
Well, I'm Ryan
At RTLTC
on Instagram.
Insta.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
This is the outro.
All right.
Down to bed.
Down to bed.